an der kommt durch Zwischenknoten Linz und Allhaming ein Geisterfahrer entgegen, bitte fahren im Wald und
Hochschaubahn is a wooden, side-friction, brakeman-operated scenic railway, one of only 6 left in the world. If you're not super familiar with these terms, it just means that the coaster trains are not locked onto the tracks like modern ones are, and could theoretically derail if they went too fast. To prevent this possibility, though usually more just to keep the ride from being too wild in an age before computers helped calculate forces, an employee rides along, applying a brake as necessary. Normally with such rides, the brakeman sits on a special seat higher than everyone else for better visibility. But on this one, they just sit in the back row with a fairly low-profile handbrake, looking for all the world like a regular guest. The ride was built in 1950 and replaced a coaster of the same name that opened in 1909 and burned down during World War II. Which, being bombarded and then occupied is bad enough, but losing your amusement rides in the process is just awful. So I certainly understand why they built a new one as soon as they could. Hochschaubahn basically translates to scenic railway, and its mountain facade is designed to look like Austria's tallest mountain, Grosslagen. The ride is family-owned and operated, and like most rides at Prada, it's cash only, with an adult price of €4.50 time of recording. It's not particularly wild, but it is fun, unique, and incredibly charming, with rockwork, tunnels, miniature buildings, and gnome statues throughout. Unfortunately, many of the water features were turned off during my visit, presumably because it was early in the season and still quite cold. But even without the waterfalls and such, it was pretty great. The building/plot of land also contains a bike rental shop, and I saw quite a few children wearing bicycle helmets on the ride, so it seems like there's some sort of tradition of heading over to Prada for some bike riding and Hochschaubahning amongst the young families of Vienna. Indeed, unlike the rest of Prada, which really comes alive at night, Hochschaubahn only operated during the day, at least while I was there, and closed at dusk. It also faces out from the park toward the surrounding city park and Vienna itself, almost like it's doing its own thing, as both a part of and separate from the Wurstel Prada, which is to say the rides part of the park. I of course plan to do a video about Prada as a whole, but I wanted to spend some extra time highlighting Hochschaubahn because it really is special. And, as I mentioned, kind of its own thing, even in a park full of separately owned and operated attractions. Obviously, I recommend a visit if you're anywhere nearby. And I also recommend being nearby, because, in my experience, Austria is a great country, Vienna is a wonderful city, Prada is one of the best amusement parks in the world, and Hochschaubahn is a true gem. That's not a pun about gnomes mining. Although, I guess it could be. Maybe let's just go with it.
Oh, oh, oh.